How many crops are actually growing in this field? Not how many were planted, not how many were estimated, but how many are alive, visible, and contributing to yield right now. Now watch what happens when inference begins. Each plant is detected individually from a drone's top-down view. Crop locations are identified with precision. Healthy plants, gaps, and density variations become visible. And as detection stabilizes, counting turns an entire field into structured data. This is not just visual analysis, it's scalable crop monitoring. In modern agriculture, decisions depend on accurate field-level data. Manual surveys are slow, expensive, and often subjective. Estimating plant counts, survival rates, or spacing errors across hundreds of acres is nearly impossible on foot. By the time data is collected, conditions have already changed. Drone-based computer vision changes that. With a single flight, farmers and agribusinesses can monitor crop distribution, measure plant population, detect missing or stressed crops, and generate precise counts, all without touching the field. This data feeds directly into yield estimation, irrigation planning, replanting decisions, and long-term farm optimization. In this video, we'll build a simple crop monitoring and counting pipeline using drone imagery and computer vision. You'll see how raw aerial footage is transformed into actionable insights, turning large-scale agriculture into a measurable, data-driven system. If you enjoy our content and want to see more, don't forget to hit subscribe.
Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial on computer vision. In this computer vision tutorial, I am going to show you how you can use a drone view of a crop field to monitor it. Let's take an example. This is a drone view of a crop field which I want to monitor. And how you can use computer vision to monitor it. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you the end-to-end pipeline from data preparation to model training to logic building, how you can track and monitor each crop using computer vision. So let's first see the overall workflow. I will start by some common setups or import we will need in this notebook. Then data preparation, like how you can create data set from a video for model training. Then system check, like how much GPU you are going to need. Then model training, and in that how you are going to fine tune a YOLO model on your data set, and then inference and tracking using that fine tuned model, and then advanced monitoring, in which I'm going to create a custom class or programming logic on visualization or monitoring of crop on the drone view of crop field. So let's get to our notebook.
Before we continue with the tutorial, answer this question and share your response in the comments.
So our first step is importing some libraries which we are going to need in this notebook, which are OpenCV, NumPy, Ultralytics. From that we have to import YOLO for our model training, then Torque, then Matplotlib to display some graph, then some sub-libraries like typing, partlib, and random. Let's run it. Now in next step, you have to uncomment this and clone this repo. This repo contains some helper function which helps in fine tuning or data preparation process. I have already done it. It will look like this. Now in next step, you have to extract random frames from the video which I have gathered. I am taking just one video for this demo tutorial. So I'm just taking, here is the only sample one video I'm going to use. So after loading your video, you just have to run this function with variables like how much images you are going to need, around 15 or around 100. You can do input whichever value you want, then the output directory name, and run it. After that you will get your random frames from that video, uh, which count is equal to the input value you have just mentioned. So you just run this. Now in next step, you have to annotate your frames on the classes you want to detect. For that you can use labeler. You just have to go to labeler and upload your data set, which are the data set frames, and create a project on that with a class of crop. My main detection of this demo is the class of crop. So you just have to use crop, and let me delete the one. You just have to select the crop and click it here to annotate it, then select it. After all the crop has been annotated on a frame, you just have to accept it and move to the next image for annotation. After that annotation is done, you just have to export your annotation. You just go to files, select all the annotation, then export it. After your export is done, it will look like that. You have to export in CocoJSON format. Then you have to download your annotation. When your annotation is downloaded, it will look like that. Here, here is your annotation of your whole image data set. Now, in our next step, you have to convert your annotation into Ultralytics model training format. So you can use our helper function Coco to YOLO converter, in which you just have to provide a part to annotation and the image directory part, which is this. Then you just have to run this function with values like how much training ratio, validation ratio, and test ratio you want. So after running that, you will get your model data set, which will have a value of this. Like you will get an image directory which will contain test, train, and val data set. Each will have its images, and then you will get label data set, which will contain the files with the image name, but have the annotation value as a text format. So after running this, you will just have to check your GPU, because you will need GPU for model training. So I am using, I have around 7 GB VRAM GPU. Now let's get to our main process of model training. So you just have to import YOLO from Ultralytics, then use Ultralytics 11V. I'm using Ultralytics 11. You can use 8 or Ultralytics 12 for model training, and I'm using its large variant, which is L. So you have to just run this. It will give you a folder as a result called runs. Here is the runs. First of all, you have to give it the argument like number of epochs you want to train, the batch size, the device, which is GPU, and the workers. You can use this value as a reference. Then after you run this, you will get a runs. I will show you. You will get a runs folder. Here I am using already have a runs. It will start train 2. So but you don't need to do it again, because I have already done that for this demo. It will take around 1 to 2 hours for model training. So in that train you will get your weights, and here there is your more fine-tuned model, which is best.pt. Now in next step, you have to load your fine-tuned model. Here is the location of our fine-tuned model, which is runs detect train weights and best.pt. We will now load the model and the video which we want to test on. Let's test it on a sample video, which is this video, how it looked. Let's see it. As you see the inference, our model was working perfectly. It was able to detect all the crop which we have annotated. And now we are ready for our next step, which is monitoring the crop. So in the next step, we are going to use some helper function like let's see or analyze the video. So I'm taking 3 samples as a reference, which are 0, 100, and 199. So, so what we are going to do it first, we have to track each crop, and then if our main goal is to count the crop, we just need a zone where each crop is getting counted and not getting counted twice. So, so that's the our main motive of this demo tutorial. So how are we going to do that? We first have to track each crop using our YOLO model, which is fine-tuned on this data set. And then we are going to create a class or a programming logic where each detected crop must have to pass this zone, and if it passes this zone, it will increase our counter value by 1. So that's the whole logic we are going to use in this crop counting mechanism or logic. So let's create a zone first. To create a zone, we need a helper function, which is that helper function I'm going to show. So let's start by creating a zone. So now let's start. We are going to track all the way to here. So this is the zone which we are going to track. Every crop which passed through this zone will be counted and it will increase our counter value. So let's select C. So this is the value which we have to focus on. Let's copy this value. This function will help us to annotate that value. So let's paste it. Let's visualize it. So this is the zone which we have to focus on for counting. So now let's get to our main step of crop aerial monitoring workflow. First, we have to initialize some values like model part, some other minor values like line thickness, which is this, and detected region polygon, like this is the region which we have to always display, and this is the non-region which we not display. So we have to maintain this annotation part. Then we have to detect each crop. So we are going to label it using circle, and then we have to process each frame. So to keep the track, we have to give the ID. So it will be easy using ultralytics, as is already provided ID for each tracking value. So these are the main three steps, and then there is video processing. I will show you how you can do this using a class. First, we will use some initialization value like model training, threshold value, IOU, then region polygon, and so counter. If we are going to just simply track, we are going to make it false, make it true. And if we are just tracking, we are just going to use the value as false. And if we are counting also, we just have to make this value true. So when the model is loaded, now you just have to create random color for each tracking ID, and each tracking ID will get a random function using this. This is a method to reset tracks. Then there is a draw counter. If we are tracking and counting also, so it will show this counter on the top right of the frame. Then there is your point and polygon. If we want to confirm if that crop is in our zone, we have to first find the detected bounding box and then found the centroid of that bounding box, and then using this function we can confirm it if that point is in polygon, which is the region which we have already displayed. This is the pink region. We have to confirm if it is in that. In next, you get a function to get the centroid of a bounding box, and then there is a main function to draw detection on each bounding box. Then there is a process frame. In that process frame, we have to use model.track to track each detection, and then we are going to get a boxes value, and from that boxes value we are going to get centroid. From that centroid, after getting centroid, you just have to confirm if that centroid is in the polygon region which we have already chosen. Now, if it is, we have to change only draw the detection of that. If we have to add the counter value by 1. So that's all, and this is the process which uses all the function above that in the class and save the video. So this is the just a process to save the video. Now let's run it. Now first we will start by using without a counter. We are just going to track it. So also update the value here. So let's start. Let's see the result. As you see the inference in both condition, with or without counter or tracking. So now you know how you can create a custom model for your drone view video and then use that for monitoring a simple uh, task like crop monitoring. You can also check out our other videos like how you can fine tune your own custom dataset or how you can build a real-time intrusion detection system using computer vision, or how you can use computer vision for speed estimation of an object. Let's see you in our next tutorial.
If you'd like to explore practical resources and hands-on examples, we've created a dedicated GitHub repository. It's filled with cookbooks covering computer vision, AI agents, and more. Link is in description.